When you make YouTube videos about pens and notebooks and journaling, the algorithm gets you and they start showing you notebooks on Facebook you ain't never heard of. So I bought these Denik notebooks that Facebook kept recommending to me, and we're going to do a review of them today. Welcome back to Stormin' Norman Says. I'm Stormin' Norman. That must mean I have something to say and something to show you. Like I said, Facebook kept putting ads for these on my feed. So I went and looked at them and they weren't expensive. So I bought them. And we're going to try them out today. My hopes are not high. Just based off how they feel and some of the information I researched. Somebody asked me some questions about them, and I said, hey, I'll go do some research and I'll report back to you. So I got some research here, and according to my research, my hopes are not high for these things, but they are pretty decently priced. So before we get into that, though, we got to pick a winner. We got to pick a winner for the Lockby Sidekick that we're giving away. I used this for a month. By the way, I used this for a month, so it's not like in brand new condition. But I used this for a month. We did a review on it, and it's not better than the wallet I already have. So we're going to give it away, and I'm going to give you the notebooks that I bought to go with it. But we got to pick a winner. We got to pick a winner. I updated my list last night. I don't know how many names this is. All those names. People that commented on the Rambleathon, the previous month's Rambleathon for May. Told you I bought a cheap chair. It's already squeaking. Anyway, all these people commented. We got a list right there. And we're going to do the random wheel, what do they call this thing? Wheel of names. We're going to tap it. Texas Nomad. Texas Nomad is the winner. So Texas Nomad, here's my email address right here on the screen. Shoot me an email. Let me know where to send this thing. And I'm thinking I'm going to try and get it to the post office Thursday. I'll probably be able to make it to the post office. I'm pretty sure I have a mailer in the closet. If not, I'll pick one up at the store tomorrow. But we'll get this sent out along with these notebooks. Actually, there's one more. So these notebooks plus one more that's somewhere around here. We'll put all this together, get it sent out to you. Now we're going to do a review of the Denik notebooks. We're going to do a top-down shot after this one. I may go take a shower first because I just got home from work. Need to shave the old head. So, I don't know. We might go take a shower and then we'll do the top-down. That's probably what we'll do. Anyway, I'll be back. You won't even notice it because of the magic of editing. It'll just be like I just reappeared right after this. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Anyway, so these are the notebooks I ordered from Denik. Can't remember what this is. Pocket size. It looks pocket sized, don't it? Let's compare it to a Field Notes. So it's basically the same. It's like a Field Notes with squared corners instead of rounded. Or at least this Field Notes has rounded corners. I think all of them do, don't they? So it's like a Field Notes with square corners. instead of rounded corners. Let me move these out of the way. Let's talk about this one. This sticker, it says remove on arrival. I'm skeptical. Let's see what happens. Okay, that came off pretty easy. I was thinking that was not going to come off that easy. So, this was the first one I bought, or ordered, put in my cart, we'll say. And I wanted something Florida, you know. I'm a native Floridian, live in Florida. I was like, what Florida thing they have? And they had this one with the sun on it. I don't know if the title of it is in here. I guess not. As they don't put the artist information in there. But let me read y'all some information. Somebody asked me when I was posting up about we was going to do a review of the Denik notebooks. They were wondering some things. And it was not easy to find. I'll tell you that. It was not easy to find. So here's what I know. The portion of the purchase price goes to building schools in Mali, Guatemala, Laos, Ghana, Nicaragua, Senegal, and the United States. They are made in the USA with recycled paper and compostable ink. Now that part kind of dashed my hopes, because if you are a fountain pen person, you know that fountain pens and recycled paper do not go together. They're headquartered in Logan, Utah, and they work with independent artists for the designs that they use on the covers. But you can also send them your design. If you made a design, you can send it to them and they'll put it on a notebook for you. And there's I believe there's no minimum. So I think if you want to just order one notebook, you got a design, you want to put it on a notebook, they'll make it, they'll send it to you. There's no obligation to buy more than one. They'll make you just one. At least that's what I understand from the website. Which gave me the idea. Not saying we're going to do it, but some channel merch. If I come up with a logo and I got one in the works I'm working on that I think is really awesome. If you're my age, you're really going to think it's awesome. And if I come up with that design, I might put it on a notebook. Order some up, and we can have them as merch for the channel. But this is the pocket notebook. Let's start there. Now, let me bring up their website, because I don't think they had dimensions. Don't look at my password. I don't think they had dimensions listed on their website, but we'll go back, because I might have missed it. We'll go back and look and see. Well, let's say this one was the pocket. Yes, as far as I can tell. Where's the one I got at? In the End, the Sun Rises pocket notebook is what this one is called. Okay, they do have specs. I just didn't click on them. There we go. Soft touch and water resistant, velvety smooth to the touch. That's kind of one of the things I don't really care for. It feels velvety. I don't really like that. Soft touch and water resistant, velvety smooth to the touch. This soft touch cover feel like magic in your hands. Pocket size 3.5 by 5.5, so same size as field notes. Soft cover, soft touch notebook. You already said that. Perfect for on the go. Quick notes, 48 pages for quick jotting and brainstorming. Various page options, lined, blank, dot grid. Durable stitched binding. It's not stitched. Saddle stitch binding for slim. That is clearly stapled. Clearly. So that's already not a good sign. They say it's stitched. Saddle stitch binding for a slim and port. That is clearly got two staples in it. So do with that as you will. Life proof guaranteed. Ships in 5 to 10 days. Hassle free returns. It costs $4. and 99 cents for this. It was one. As far as I can tell, they don't have a multi-pack deal, but I got the dot grid. And what are we going to do? Platinum Preppy. I think I only have one pen that's a medium nib, and it is currently out of ink, as I found out today. My Metropolitan. I went to write with it at work a couple hours ago, actually, and it wouldn't write. I was like, there ain't no way this thing is dried up. I just used it last week, and it was out of ink, so I got to put ink in it. But let's do a writing test. I'm pretty sure whatever happens in here is going to happen in the rest of them. But I guess let me give you a tour of the inside of the cover. That'd probably be a good start. This book belongs to, and it's got the Denik logo. You've made a difference. By purchasing a Denik product, you have helped to build schools in the following countries: Ghana, Mali, Guatemala, Laos. Learn more at Denik.com. Shop Denik on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. All right, back cover. Denik help build schools and support an artist. For the creative, free-thinking, norm-breaking activists, we are the movement that inspires art and self-expression. A portion of every product goes to building schools and to support the artist who designed the cover. Join the movement. Shop Denik, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Denik.com. So let's go back here to the back page and write us a little something. What are we going to write on here? I just, by the way, thought I'd throw this out there. I applied for the YouTube partnership program so my channel can get monetized whenever we get to that point. And I was accepted, so I am officially a YouTube partner. So that means I need y'all to subscribe. Subscribe so I can get to 1,000 and we can get monetized. So there, that ain't bad. Let me get y'all some help, okay? Because y'all might be old like me. Maybe you can't see. Get y'all some help over here. There you go. Take a gander. I don't see any feathering. So it wrote pretty well. So maybe all the experts that say recycled paper is not good for fountain pens don't know what they're talking about. No bleed through. No ghosting. That turned out pretty good. I was not expecting that. I thought, all the pen experts tell me recycled paper and fountain pens are bad together. But that worked out pretty well. I'm assuming it's going to be the same for the rest of these. Let me get this sticker off. Hopefully we're 3 for 3 today and all these stickers come off without leaving residue. Because we hate that. Alright, which one is this one? Let me get it up on the page here. This is classic sized. Pretty sure. Maybe it ain't. Well, these don't look like the ones I... Oh yeah, okay. There's the one I ordered. So this is their classic lay flat notebook. Sunset Mountain is what this one's called. And y'all know I've been wanting to take another trip to the mountains. That's why I got Sunset Mountain. The funny thing is they call this their classic lay flat notebook, and it does not lay flat. Does it? This one does. The one we're going to get to next does, but this one don't. So, soft touch, water resistant, velvety, smooth to the touch. Blah, blah. Same thing you said about the last one. Perfect classic size, 5 by 0.2. Let's try this again. 5 1/4 by 8 1/4 inches. Soft cover notebook, ideal for, anyway, for 144 pages. It's actually decently thick. Decently thick. And of course, all the same thing is Smythe sewn binding, it says. And I think it, yeah, I think it actually is Smithsone, whatever y'all call it over there. It looks to be stitched. So this, to me, oh yeah, dude, hang on, let me get a comparison. All right, here is a regular moleskin, as you can see right there. And it reminds me of a moleskin. In fact, it's the same size. There's a little bit of the cover sticking out right there. But it's essentially the same size as a moleskin, which is what I thought when it first came in the mail and I took it out the box. I was like, that looks like the size of a moleskin right there. So that's what that is. 144 pages. I don't know how many pages the moleskin has. They look about the same though, right? Roughly. And once again, squared corners. So it's like a moleskin, but with squared corners instead of rounded corners. That seems to be their thing. And I got this one in lined, and I'm going to tell you what I don't like. First impressions, what I don't like. What is going on here? What is this? I don't know what that even is. But the page was stuck to the cover, and I pulled it out, and it's like there was a bug in there or something. I don't know. And then this. Like, you see how the pocket was? It's all nice and laid out where you put your name and, the company info there. And this is like, what in the world is going on here? It's like they took something from somewhere else and cut it up, which, it's fine if they want to recycle things and whatnot, but that just kind of weird looking to what that is. And this page is stuck to the cover. And this page is stuck to the cover, which makes sense because, somebody who used to be heavily into collecting Bibles, that's what they do with Bibles to protect the binding. So that's probably what they had in mind here. Glue those right there to help protect the binding. But as you can see, I'll turn it to the middle. It doesn't necessarily lay flat. You could probably get it to lay flat after a while. But it doesn't lay flat right away. Let's write on it. See if we have the same results we had with the pocket. My name is Richard, if you didn't know. Again, no feathering. Let's get you some magnifying glass action there. No feathering. Everything looks all right. Exactly like I expect that pen to write when I use it. No bleed through, no ghosting. So pretty good, this paper. It feels pretty thick, like not like crazy nice thick, but like what does that remind me of? I can't remember. Anyway, it's probably not like 80 GSM or anything ridiculous like that, but it's decently thick feeling. They don't put that information on their page, so I don't know the weight of the paper, but if it's recycled paper, it probably ain't nothing to write home about. Then finally, what do we got here? I think this is the medium. Yes, wait. Yes. I didn't tell y'all the price on the last one. $11.99. So for this one right here, this size, you're looking at $11.99. For this one, you're looking at $14.99. This is Towering Trees medium lay flat notebook. Artist Nicholas Woolsey. So I forgot to look at that on the other two. They list the name of the artist, not on the book, but on the website. Product specifications. Medium-sized and portable, 7 inches by 9 inches. 144 pages, just like the last one. Smithsone, just like the last one. And the cover on this one actually makes more sense. Please return to, and the company info down at the bottom. Then on the back, nothing. Oh, they got the artist name in this one. Nicholas Woolsey. Alright, am I going to be 3 for 3 on these stickers? Haha. Good job. Oh, this one's got the artist name on the back. The rest of them didn't. Interesting. And this is also dot grid. Like I said, this makes sense. It's not all weird like the other one. Page is stuck to the cover, just like the last one, to help protect the binding. Let's give her a right. How about go Gators? Go Gators! In case y'all didn't know, go Gators. There we go. Same result that we had before. No ghosting, no feathering, and no bleed through. Nice. Good stuff. Now, if you got a super wet pen, I don't have that. I'm not into that, so I don't have one. But results may vary. If you have a pen that puts down a lot of ink, results may vary. But with just a fine nib 03 Platinum Preppy, no problemo. Now I bought these, didn't really have a plan, like on something I was going to use them for, except for this one. I might have a plan for this one, maybe. I'm not sure. But for the price, I couldn't pass them up. So I thought I'd all 3 of these together were $40. Once you put shipping and stuff included. So this one was $4.99. This one's $11.99. So that's $15. Then another $15 for this one. So that was $30. Then you tacked on taxes and shipping, you were at $40. So $40, and you got 3 notebooks. So that's it. Denik on the spine, except for the little one because it's too small for that. And I don't like the velvety touch thing, but I can live with it. It's not like a deal breaker or anything. But as far as these 2 go, don't really have a plan for them. Doesn't mean I won't come up with one at some point. But this one, I'm thinking I'm going to stick it in my folio, my Lockbee field folio. Because right now, I have one of these in the back of my field folio. And, I mean, it works fine. I got my Sunday school book in there, and I get my Sunday school book out and flip it open. Like we'll give you an example, because my Sunday school book is about the same size as this. So I got my Sunday school book in the elastics in the field folio. Then I got this slid into the back cover pocket. So I'll open my Sunday school book, I'll read, and then when I read a section of the book, I got some notes to write. I'll flip it up like that, write my notes on the legal pad, and then I can just flip back if I need to, write some more notes, so on and so forth. And I do that when I'm sitting in my lawn chair at work, my camping chair. It's not a lawn chair. And then I go into my office and I'll bust out my tablet and my Bluetooth keyboard, and I'll take the notes that I wrote here and I'll write them proper like on my laptop. And then I'll rip this page out, flip it over, and we'll start again in the next section. But I was thinking, that's kind of wasteful. Every time I rip one of these out, I use both sides, but then I throw it in the garbage. So what if I put this in here? And I can write my notes in here, still do the same thing that I've been doing, but I wouldn't have to throw it away until I filled the whole thing up. So we might do that. It's an idea. We'll see. There we go. Denik notebooks. Just came across them on Facebook one day. now that I've gone to their website again and talked about them with where my computer can hear me talking, I'm probably going to get some more ads for them. But some of this stuff that I had in my notes here, like I had to use Google's AI to get it because I couldn't find it nowhere on the website. So take that how you would. That's the Denik notebooks. That is the winner of the sidekick preceding that. And like I dig them, but you know, I think the main selling point with them, because these, I feel like these are really not any different than something you could go buy from Walmart. I feel like you could go get a notebook at Walmart, pen and gear ones, which I've not tried, but I know a lot of people talk about them. But I feel like you could go to Walmart and buy like a pen and gear and it would probably be about the same quality as this. But where this is different is that it has artwork on it from an actual artist, from some independent small artist that you've never heard of out there. You can get a cool art print on the cover. You can put your own art on the cover if you want to. But I think their main selling point is the charity thing. If you buy one, you can go to Walmart, you can buy a notebook probably just like this and support, you know, a billionaire corporation or whatever. Or you can buy one of these and help build schools in some third world country somewhere. So I think that's a big part of the appeal of why you would pick this over a Walmart notebook, because you know the price probably ain't much different. But there you go, the Denik notebooks. They took the fountain pen well. I probably should have tried some other, but I feel like, now you correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like if it'll take a fountain pen, like it'll take any other pen. Like it'll, like maybe not like a brush tip or felt tip or, you know, something like a Sharpie or something. Maybe it probably, like I'm not, most notebook reviews I watch, people do a writing test in it and they'll use a Sharpie and they'll be like, well, the Sharpie was the only thing that bled through. I'm like, well, no duh, it's a Sharpie. But I feel like a Sharpie bleeds through just about everything. But I feel like if it'll take a fountain pen, like it'll pretty much take anything. But if you think, like, in future reviews, I should probably use multiple pens. You know, just for the sake of science and whatnot. But there you go, is your Denik notebooks I purchased. And if I'm scrolling through Facebook, I did see another notebook I wanted to try, but it actually didn't look cheap. It looked really expensive. And I forgot what it was called. I didn't go look at it because I forgot the name of it. But I'm sure I'll see it again. But just looking at the video they had for it on their ad, I'm like, ooh, that thing looks pricey. Especially because it was advertised as made for fountain pens, so you know already when they say that. It's like I used to work with a guy who would do antiquing, and he said that you never wanted to buy antiques from someone who was selling antiques. Because he's like, if they think what they have is an antique, they'll charge you antique prices. He's like, what you want to find is somebody selling antiques, but they don't know that they have antiques. And then you can get it for a good deal and resell it, because that's what he did. He'd go to yard sales and find antiques, and then he would resell them and make some money off of them. So he's like, you want to find somebody who don't know what they got. So when you hear somebody, when you buy a notebook and you find out that it works with fountain pens, you're like super excited. And but the company never really, you know, marketed it as that. But when I saw that company, our notebook is specially designed for fountain pens, I'm like, you probably charge a lot for it then. But if I see them again, I'll go look at what their notebook is. But I want to do this again. If I see a random notebook out there that, you know, an ad for, and it's reasonably priced, I'm going to go pick it up and we'll do a review of it. I'm a little bit leery of fountain pens when I see an ad on Facebook for some fountain pen. Like I saw an ad for a fountain pen the other day and I was like, that is a knockoff of a Lamy Safari is what that is. Now, so I see that with knives all the time. I'll see an ad for a knife and it's some company I've never heard of, but I recognize the knife. And everybody's in the comment like, oh, it's such a good knife, I love this knife. And I'm like, those are 100% paid comments. Those are not real, because anybody who is involved in, if you collect knives like I have before, I have a bunch of knives over there on that shelf. You know knives, you know knife companies. When you look at a certain knife, you're like, oh, that's a Spyderco, or oh, that's a Benchmade, but it's some company you ain't never heard of, and they're marketing it as if it's theirs. You're like, oh, that's a knockoff. Don't buy that. That's not good. So, anyway, we're rambling again. So, congratulations, Texas Nomad. Like I said, email me. The email will be down there in the comment section if you missed it earlier. Or not the comment, the description. It'll be down in the description. Anyway, you won the sidekick. We'll get it mailed out to you as soon as you give me your address. That's the Denik notebooks. If y'all are interested, like, they ain't expensive. They ain't expensive. Anyway, what we got? I want to do a live video because I got a couple things I want to do. But, like, I would do them in the Ramblethon, but that's still like 3 weeks away. What is it? 2 weeks away, give or take. 2-ish weeks away. And I could wait for the Ramblethon, but I want to do them now. I want to ink up my Lamy Safari with the new ink I got for it. And I got a notebook over here on the table that I want to do some modifications to. It's been sitting on the shelf and I ain't used it in forever. I want to use it. For what? I don't know. But I want to do some modifications to it. So I thought we might go live and I'll do those things in a live video. I don't know when. So be on the lookout for that. Maybe I'll post something in the post thing to let y'all know when we're going to go. Maybe it'll be this weekend. I don't know. Maybe Saturday might be a good day for it. But we'll figure it out. We'll do a live. It won't be nothing special. I don't know how to do like a really cool live one. But we'll do that. And like I said, we're going to do a video on my Galen Leather A6 cover. And 1 month with the Mac Mini. I feel like there's something else too. But I can't remember what it is. And I've been talking. This video is already way too long. I apologize. But hey, you know what when you come here, you know what you're coming to get. So, appreciate y'all watching. I'm having Chinese food tonight. Be jealous. I've been Stormin' Norman. I've said things. Y'all have a good evening.